going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 5 of the Snippet Podcast with your boy Raf.
I'm your boy James, and today in this episode we're going to be talking about communication, sort of more specifically about being nice and knowing when to be firm. So generally, like me and Rafi are, we're both generally nice people, but we both think it's a very important trait to know when to be firm with someone.
Yeah.
And we're both basically going to speak about some situations where we should have been more firm or we have been more firm.
Just chat about
also,
communicating effectively as well, really.
Yeah.
Like, how to not obviously say something to someone that will essentially piss them off, or how to just be calm with someone, I guess.
Yeah, cool, man. Alright, should we jump straight into it?
Yeah, let's go.
Sweet, man. So, I guess I can jump straight into sort of situations where I've needed to be more firm in order to get what I wanted.
Yeah.
And it's still something I'm learning now, to be honest, because like I said at the start, we're nice people, and I know in my case sometimes I can be too nice.
Yeah.
It's a weird one, really, because there are some times where I'm like, right, I'm being nice, this is the person who I am. Why would I want to change?
For someone
why
else.
would I want to be a dickhead for no reason? But I feel like there's a difference between being a dickhead and being firm. It's an important skill to have.
Yeah,
if that
of course.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Some very basic ones, like for example, I don't know, if you're out on a night out or something with your boys or whatever, and then you've got a promoter coming up to you going like, oh yeah, come on, we got 2 drinks to get into this bar or some shit, do you know what I mean?
Free entry and all that.
Yeah, like when we went to freaking Zante and Magaluf and all that malarkey, you get it all the time.
Yeah.
And this is something my brother told me recently actually, is that never stop when you come past these promoters. If you stop, then they've got you.
Yeah, they're going to chat to you for ages, and then you're just going to be there for so long. And
exactly, yeah. So
by the end of the thing, you'll be giving in to them.
Exactly, yeah. So literally keep walking, and eventually they're just going to be like, what the hell am I still walking for when I can chat to other people?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one. Just be firm with them, be like, no, it's not happening, and keep walking and just be done with it.
Yeah.
Another kind of minor one is homeless people as well.
Oh, yeah.
When they come up to you and kind of bloody fly in my face, man. When they come up to you and start sharing sob stories with you, like, look, I started at this age when I was homeless, blah blah blah, and I start speaking about the whole background.
Yeah.
I literally stop them now and I'm like, look, how much do you want?
Yeah.
Or if I don't have the money, I'll be like, look, I'm sorry, I don't have it.
Yeah,
because
ultimately,
99% of people know that they're going to ask you for money.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So,
a small donation and that, yeah.
Yeah, but then there's deeper levels to that, if you connected with the homeless people and all that stuff, but I'm not quite there yet. But I don't know if that's the same with you as well.
Yeah, it's the same. Wherever you go, even on the way to uni or on the way to work, you're going to see someone on the side like, oh, have you got some spare change, mate? Oh, I need to buy a meal or something. I'm just like, sorry, I haven't got any change on me. Or even if I do, I just put a quick pounder or something. But most of the time, I just ignore it, because at the end of the day, it sounds really harsh, but you just got to get on with your day, man.
Yeah.
You literally just got to get on with your day. And to be fair, there will be someone that will help them. Fingers crossed, innit? But at the same time,
it's just not you, innit?
Nah, it's just not me, bro. It's just not me, man. But
yeah, no, that's fair enough. So I guess on a more, not a deeper level, but something a bit more on the level on top of that, is being told to do something, or being told to go somewhere, or being told to try something.
Yeah.
I know you get all that sort of shit all the time at university, do you know what I mean? Like peer pressure and all that stuff.
Yeah, of course, bro.
And so many times at uni, I would just, in my head, I'm like, I don't want to do it, or I don't want to do that. Yeah. And I would say it to them, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to try that. But they keep going and keep going. But because I'm not firm with them, because I'm like, listen, no, it's not going to happen.
You give in.
You give in, and you give them more of a reason.
It's funny you mention that. It's funny you mention that, because that was like me at uni as well. When on a different aspect, helping people with work. Oh, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? Oh, I don't know what to do for this dissertation. Or how do I get this piece of code working? I'm like, yeah, I like you said, bro. We like to help people and everything, but at the same time, got to be firm as well, because 1, they're not doing their own work. 2, you're essentially helping them to get a fake grade.
Yeah.
And 3, you're wasting time, because you could be focusing on your own thing.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And it's funny you brought that up to do with uni, because these things are just so common nowadays. Yeah. It's so common.
The thing is, with that point you just made as well, it is obviously very important to help people, but you have to understand how much they've tried, I think, as well.
Yeah, of course.
If they've genuinely tried,
that'll probably be the only exception.
Yeah.
If they've tried their hardest and they can't do it, and if for example, I don't know, they've got some quote unquote fear to ask the lecturer, and they're like, oh, you're my brethren, help me out, and you help them, then that's different, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you know that they're going to take the piss and just be like a dickhead about it, nah, man.
Yeah.
There's no point.
Because the thing is, you can suss these people out anyway.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they don't do it, and they just think like, oh, you know what, he'll help me. He's the class goon. He can help me do this.
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
Not about that. But yeah, so like, knowing when to be firm in those situations is very important as well, because it's very easy to say yes because you want to be nice, but you know that long term it's just not going to help you.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to be
It's just temporary. It's just temporary. Yeah, they're just going to use you for the work, and then that's it.
But also you can't. I also think it's important not to be a dickhead about it as well. You know, like you can't be like no.
Yeah, of course.
Do your own work. Kind of.
You could guide them. You could guide them. You could like essentially be like, oh, try and do this, and if it don't work, then maybe I'll help you. And if it does work, hopefully it does, then that's it. You don't have to worry about them again.
Yeah.
But if they keep going back and back for a different piece of coursework, dissertation, I don't know, like a test, even for like revision, have you got the answers for this? I'm like, nah, man.
Yeah.
It's your own thing, your own grade.
Yeah, man, exactly.
99% of the time, you're not even going to speak to them after uni. And that's the raw, like, harsh truth.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's another topic itself. But you know what? Out of like, I would say hundreds of people, because you are with hundreds of people at uni, I've probably still only stayed in touch with about, I don't know, rough number, like 4 or 5.
Yeah, same with me.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was in a group of our whole form, well, I'll say our whole class was like, about 20 people, and I only came out with 4 of them. So I was like,
yeah, man.
Shit happens, innit?
But that's another topic.
Don't worry, we'll come back to that one soon. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. What else is there in my situations?
Amanda?
Yeah. So planning events with our mates. Oh my god. Literally, it's
stress.
Fucking stress. Literally, like.
I mean, fair play, it pulls off, but go on.
Yeah. So the point I wanted to make here is when you're planning something, if you're the planner, like me in our freaking group, I've learned that, I learned this a long time ago, because for Christ's sake I've been doing it for too long now, is you have to be firm. Yeah. You have to be firm with everyone, like saying, we're going to do this. And if one person, for example, in our group says, no, can we do this instead? It's like, no, like, this is what we've organised.
Yeah.
You're coming or you're not.
Stick with it.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Unless you want to plan something else.
Yeah, do your own separate
thing in it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, this is what we're doing. And also, like, planning in groups in general is very hard, because so many people, and then when you try and plan something, other people are talking about other shit.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
And it's just like, oh my god. So sometimes you just have to message them individually, because it just gets too much.
You get a response quicker then as well.
Yeah, but even then, like, when you're doing it as an individual message, you'd be like, look, these are the dates, do you want to come?
Yeah. If you're not free, don't worry, next one.
Yeah. And like, it's not that deep if they say
no,
or the way you're communicating it isn't really that deep either. It's just like you're trying to find out.
Just trying to get the event together. Then once the event's together and we're all together, then that's it. Just do your thing, innit?
It's done. Yeah. It's done, man. But yeah, I guess that's it in terms of being firm with more situations. I'm sure there's so many other situations, to be fair, like especially at work. I can't really think of any off the top of my head though. Yeah, I don't know, man. But what about you, Raf?
I could speak a couple times. Obviously, I spoke about uni, but I can also speak a couple times about YouTube, for example. So when working on YouTube with other collaborators and even some friends as well, and they're constantly like, "Oh, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that?" Most of the time, the help is already in front of them, but they're just not utilising. Oh god, it's gonna sound a bit deep. They're not using their brain, basically. They're not just gonna be like, you know what? I'll give it a go, see if I can do it. And
when you say,
like for example, let's say for example, downloading an update for a game that we're all playing together. Yeah. All you got to do is just press one button, even though there's built-in instructions already on how to do it. Yeah. And they don't understand how to do it. I'm like, okay, maybe some people just have an off day. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll show you quickly. Just screen share and I'll show you. But half the time, like sometimes, this is something that I've probably learnt alongside uni as well, being too nice and helping people, like even with the YouTube lot. Don't get me wrong, they're a great bunch, but like obviously sometimes some people, like external people, they're like for a commission, oh, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Can you explain this to me? Yeah. When they're the one giving me a template with all the stuff on it, and I'm like, you're giving me a template that you want me to alter, even though you could have made the alterations yourself, because at the end of the day I'm doing the hardest job, which is actually rendering the project, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's frying up my CPU, it's not worrying about yours. My thing blows up, you're going to pay me what? You're going to give me like what? The 20 quid for the commission, but you're not going to give me $1,000 for the PC, do you know what I mean? So it's just situations like that. These people, some people on YouTube, they just, it's essentially like the main topic is like probably take advantage. Like, you know, they think they can get it all done to them. Like, you know, just give me that.
Yeah.
It'll work. But that's probably to do with the YouTube aspect. It relates to
And then
the uni aspect.
What do you say like back to those people then in terms
Well,
of being
well,
fun
from the
or
beginning,
maybe
I was
having
like,
fun in situations or anything like that?
yeah, of course, yeah. Like from the beginning, like I was just soft in it. I was like, yeah, you know what, I can do it. At the end of the day, I'm getting a pay out of it. They're gonna get a product from it. But later on, I think this was recently back in probably the beginning of the year, January, February time. Got a couple commissions, and I said, listen, I want strict details. This. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be able to do it for you because essentially it's time wasting for me. I've got to put all the time and effort to come back from work, uni, studying and everything and that, and then put the efforts into animating this product. Bearing in mind, I've got to also manage my own YouTube channel and stuff and other commitments. And if they don't want to cooperate, then don't commission me. Commission someone else, because I always give people like instructions and details on like how they can get the product quicker if they want. Do you know what I mean? But once again, people just take advantage, bro. And it's in simple communication, just a little message. You know, hi, if you'd be so kind to just send me this, that, dimensions, I'll do it for you. And you might have get it tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes I try to push it out for 2 or 3 days because I'm busy. But yeah, it's the same thing. It's just exactly the same topic I was speaking about uni and, you know, when to be nice to people, when to be firm. Because some people, oh man, it's going to sound like a shot, honestly, but they're just...
No, go ahead.
They're just not on it. They're just not on it like how we are. Do you know what I mean? I understand there's people that are not
We're
tech
clued
savvy.
up.
We're clued up in the Jazinho. They're not tech savvy, and that's okay because everyone's learnt differently. But at the same time, would you not want to teach yourself a little bit more? Do you know what I mean?
If they're enthusiastic about it.
Exactly. That's the only thing. If you've got the enthusiasm.
Quote, enthusiastic, but...
If you've got the drive, go for it. If you ain't got the drive, then don't worry. Sit in the passenger, someone will drive in it.
like in the Orcs.
Yeah, might as well. Literally, try and get that tune blasting.
Yeah, man. Cool.
But yeah, we've spoken about IRL situations. Yeah, man.
Yeah, sweet. I guess one important thing I wanted to speak about in this was a book that I've read, which my brother gave me a few months ago. It's called Non-Violent Communication. It is, I would say, I don't like saying changed my life because it's just so cliche, do you know what I mean? But it made me realise so much about how we're taught to speak in a certain way and not speak from our own personal feelings, you know. So just a bit of background about the book. It's basically about just finding common ground with people through the use of non-violent communication. And violent communication can be like I don't know, I won't go too much into detail,
Shouting and that and
shouting at people, raising your voice,
going mad.
not taking responsibility for your own feelings. Like for example, I don't feel like you love me anymore. It's like saying your feelings are, you're not taking responsibility for your own feelings. If that makes sense. That's like one very very small example. I could do like a whole book review about this and have a podcast about it, for God's sake. But
episode
15. But yeah, so it just basically made me think how we were taught to think so much about what other people would think, blaming others, and as I said before, you know, not accepting responsibility for our own feelings. And it's got some really good stuff in there about you should always observe before you evaluate.
We'll leave a link in the description for
yeah, of course, man, 100%.
That's a good idea, actually.
Like for example, an example of an evaluation before an observation would be saying something like, John is ugly, but instead the observation before the evaluation would be like, John's looks doesn't appeal to me. Do you know what I mean? So what you're saying when you're saying John is ugly, it's like
it's a little bit
just a generalisation, and you're not observing before actually evaluating the whole situation. You're just evaluating and saying John is ugly.
So basically, don't judge a book by its cover, or like just analyse it before literally saying something.
Exactly, exactly. So, or if another example might be me saying drill is shit, something like that. But what you should say is drill does not appeal.
It's not like the most appealing music genre to me, or something like
exactly,
that.
Yeah, it's just an observation before evaluating. Because when you're saying drill is shit, you're just evaluating.
You're just literally putting a point out. You don't know. You haven't got any backing for it.
It's not fact. It's not actual fact. So that's like two very small examples in a small chapter of the whole book, but it teaches you how to put empathise with yourself more. Stop beating yourself up in situations. God, I could go on it forever. It's so good, man. Honestly, I would really recommend it.
Yeah,
I've got the book with me now.
Show it to the camera.
For anyone who's listening on YouTube, watching on YouTube, I can show you it. Sorry for the people on Spotify now. But yeah, that's basically it. Nonviolent Communication by Marshall B. Rosenberg.
We'll put a link in the description so you lot can have a look at it.
Yes.
Try and find an e-copy if possible. But it's funny you brought up that book because basically I can relate to that a little bit as well, because when I used to teach the cadets, one of the topics was effective communication.
You used to teach cadets?
I used to teach cadets.
Tell the viewers.
I used to teach cadets. So one of the topics was effective communication and how messages can be sent and how the receiver would interpret that message from the sender. So for example, if we're using our phones and I send you a text message saying you're a waste man with an exclamation mark, you'd think I'm fully going on at you.
Yeah.
However, if I was to send you a voice note, you would understand a bit more of my tone, my mannerism, and how I'm coming across. So for example, let's say, oh JB, you're too funny, man, you're moving like a bit of a waste man, bro, ha ha ha. Instead of going, oh, you're a waste man, like that.
Context.
Exactly. It's just about how messages can be interpreted to obviously other people. Obviously, like for example, this will bring up a little bit as well, like some things you say people are not going to understand straight away, or they won't like it, they'll instantly think the worst. However, it just goes to show that obviously when we communicate via phone, in person, there's so many different ways and how our mannerism can be like read by the receiver. Do you know what I mean? So it's good you brought that topic up as well, because I think it kind of like interlocks with how obviously, you know, oh, like John is ugly or John's looks don't appeal to me. It's just another way of how messages can be interpreted.
Yes, exactly. So just to clarify your point then that you made. So you're saying like there are loads of different mediums of communication. And
voice.
Those can all be interpreted in a lot of different ways.
One of the things that we were teaching the cadets is, of course, is like, you know, the use of special characters like exclamation marks or capital letters or block capitals for everything. If you're doing like, shut up, all in capitals, people are obviously going to be thinking that you're trying to prove a point and shout at them from the text, or like you're actually enraged. Or if you like, for example, go shut up exclamation mark with a smiley face at the end, a laughing face, that could be interpreted completely different to how the standard shut up in block capitals would look. So the main concept we were trying to teach them is obviously how when you're communicating, try and put out the message as accurate as possible as you would saying it in person, because if you don't, people might interpret it wrong. Simple, really.
Yeah, nice, mate. Cool.
Lyrics.
What else did we want to speak about? Or is that it? Is it a short episode?
We'll talk about how we're still, like, you know, still learning and, you know, come up with good techniques and all that stuff. Communication.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. I mean, having spoke about when to be nice and when to be firm, and obviously the book that I read that was really, really good. Applying all of this stuff is so difficult, man.
Yeah, of course, man.
Like applying the techniques in that book that I spoke to you about, it's so difficult because it's so new. And it's crazy how it's so new, because this is basic stuff, just being able to express your own feelings and finding out what people want. Like, for example, you might say, like, you're a dickhead to me or something like that, but you're not expressing the underlying need within that. Like, why is this person a dickhead? And then from that, you start digging underneath layers and you start finding out what the actual underlying need is. Again, just kind of talking a bit more about
it's like decrypting, really. You're finding out everything before you can get into like the main vault.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I kind of forgot the point I was making. Yeah, exactly. It's just really hard to apply this sort of stuff, and it just takes practice. I read this book I finished it a few months ago. Like I'm still afraid to apply some of the techniques in there because it's just so foreign. Like, because
you don't know how people are going to interpret it.
Yeah, it's not that. It's more like how I've grown up to speak, and then suddenly taking this drastic change. Because I'm so guilty of saying this person is this, this is this. Making evaluations before observations, like that shit.
It's like you're learning a new language, isn't it? Like you're just trying to.
It's mad because it's all such basic stuff. Like if everyone just spoke in this way,
everything would be calm.
It would be, man. Like. even at a very low level, fucking Trump talking to Kim Jong Un or some stuff.
Yeah,
if we applied a lot of the techniques in this book,
have a better conversation.
Stuff could get done
better.
And there could be better peace and everything, man. It's crazy.
That's mad, man.
This podcast's been a bit weird for me because like I've wanted to speak a lot about the book, but I don't want to just go on about it forever.
We're trying to effectively communicate to you, like, you know what I mean? True. That is true.
So just to sum it up, like you it goes back to the rule of you learn by doing, like we spoke about in a few podcasts ago. It's the same with language. It's the same, you just have to keep trying it, and it won't start off that well, but as you keep doing it,
get better at it.
You get better at it.
People start to understand you better.
Yeah. And I guess another reason why I'm kind of a bit afraid to speak about it is because in your friend groups you might speak in a certain way or something like that, and then you might take the techniques from here, and they might think of you like, what are you saying stuff like that for? That's really weird, man.
People to judge you and everything like that.
But
I mean, if you explain to them, I've just been reading up on this, it's a good read, and then you just learn from that, they might be like, oh, okay, that's decent, or they might just be like, what? That's the thing. There's always two sides.
But then that's where the deeper thing comes into it, where like they should appreciate that you're reading and stuff. But anyway, it's just kind of going off on.
That's another topic. Another topic.
Yeah, man. But I think that's about it really for me. I don't know if there's anything more for you, Raf.
I think we've covered everything really.
I don't know what the title of this will be, to be honest. For anyone that's made it to the end of this video, I don't even know if you would know, because we're just ranting about
communication. Probably how you put it on the notes, really. Communication, being nice and know when to be firm, and like just learning.
Yeah, man. Cool. Well, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, same.
Do you want to wrap up?
Yes. Well, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. As always, leave a like on the video, subscribe to keep up to our content, and click on the little bell to enable notifications. JB is in the process of putting all our podcasts on Spotify now. Shout out my guy over there. We're on Spotify, and you can find us on Twitter at the usual place, Podcast Snippet. Have I missed anything? Oh, we're also going to be on iTunes soon. Jay's just sorting it out.
Yes, hopefully. So we have to just sort out some more artwork, because iTunes have specific dimensions that they want. And also trying to get on Google Play, but I don't actually think it's available in the UK at the moment. Like, to put podcasts on Google Play, it's a bit of weird. I don't know why.
Probably have to search out. We'll have a look around.
Yeah. So Spotify, iTunes should be available really soon. Website working on slowly, because I've kind of focused on getting all the Spotify and iTunes stuff done first. But that's basically it, man. I think, anyway. Also, going back to the topic, have there been any situations for you guys, the listeners, where you've had to be firm to get what you wanted, or anything about communication in general? If there's anything that you've changed that's made you a better person, or made a situation better, or made a situation at work better, anything, man, leave it in the comments, or give us a message at Podcast Snippet on Twitter, anything. So,
and we'll drop that link for the book in the description as well, so if you want to copy it, it's there for you.
Yes. Sweet.
Cool.
Alright.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Nice one, guys. See you in a bit.